Okay, guys, welcome for this game. This is a game of Teemo Top, and Teemo Top I already done it, but this one is a little bit different because it's a very long game, a very hard game, and I think it's a very good game to demonstrate why you should not surrender if you are, bronze, silver, or even gold. So of course, if you are playing plat, diamond, or challengers or whatever, the people at that rank know how to close the game. If you do a mistake and you lose a team fight, and the enemy team have the opportunity to close the game at those ranks, they're gonna know how to seal the deal. But if you're in bronze, silver, or even gold, most of the time, people that are in the enemy team, they don't have a clue of how the game works. What are the objectives? What are the mechanics? How to close the game. So even if you fall very far behind, you lose your lane, your team is doing horribly wrong, everything is going wrong, you still have a chance to come back in the game. Okay? You must stick to it. You need to man up. All right? Now, I know that League of Legends is a game, and most of the people they don't want necessarily to go into the hard part, like, oh, I don't want to suffer 1 hour game, just and not even be sure to win. I prefer to go to the next one, which is a fair enough. But there is a lot to learn in those situations because it develops team spirit, it develops the skill with your champion. It learns you how to deal with pressure. It learns you how to develop team spirit in the team, even if there is none at the beginning. And when you win those games, I swear, the satisfaction of winning those games is 10 times better than if you just give up and go to the next game, because you made it when most of the people didn't. All right. And the reason why I'm gonna put that game is because it's supposed to be a 1 hour game. I can swear, like, this game, I suffered, all right, especially at the beginning. I don't know why I didn't necessarily play very well at the beginning. I was doing very, very badly against Riven. My teammates were losing their line. We fall so far behind, but still, we stick into the game. We stick to our guns, and we manage to turn the game around. So this format is a little bit different. So I'm gonna just focus on the main actions of that game, good or bad, but the main actions of the game. So you don't have to suffer on waiting the periods and watch me going here, going there, and nothing interesting happened. Just cut the videos exactly at points, at good points that is valuable for discussion, and I'm gonna explain my thought process in those moments, and it's gonna help me to see where my mistakes were, and it's going to also show to you guys like how to improve, what we can do better, and it's also a good demonstration of why not surrender. Stick to your gun, especially if you're in bronze, silver, and gold. If you're above that, I can understand. People are good enough, I know how to close the game, you respect your opponent, it's fine. But when you're not in those ranked games at that level, you can stay in the game and try to come back. So without any further ado, let's go into the action. Okay, so in this situation, you can see I'm against Riven, and she decided to go in melee range with me, and I try to do damage. But the problem is I take a lot of damage from the minions. So I try to get out, but I'm mid-life, and she's a little bit more, 60%. She come on me, she's stunned, and I'm surprised by a massive damage. So I flash her. But this is the mistake. Like here, at that point, I should have backed up. I stayed, all right, and now she flashed and killed me. Not good. Here, like I tried to go for my CS. She get out of the jungle. She surprised me. I tried to blind her, but she output her damage. And yeah, she did a tremendous amount of damage. So literally, the player have done very good. I still, like I can do massive damage to Riven. You can see she's at 10%, maybe 15% of her life. And here I come back, I do some damage. I nearly killed her, but I didn't want to go into the bush because I know that she had enough damage to kill me by surprise with a combo. So here, I try to CS. I'm at 50% of my hit points. It's fair enough. And there she directly tried to go for my ass. So you will see up. I tried to make some damage, and she take the opportunity of making damage like that. So I just go back because at that point I didn't want to give her another kill. So I just went back, replenish my stuff, trying to take the boots to have some more mobility, which is fair enough, and take some potions. And after that, I'm in my line. I try to CS. I tried to get away from Riven, and there she gap closed me. But the amount of damage, she wins the trades. She always wins the trades in this particular case because I play very poorly. Thanks to a level 6, I can begin to protect myself, but you will see, like, it's not that easy. It's not that easy at all. So there, I try to CS once again. I don't see her, and suddenly she comes at the bush and she kills me. Up, and she used the ultimate. I should have put a ward there. Okay, here you see, like, I go to put my mushroom, I see a pink ward. And for me, pink wards is a perfect occasion to earn 30 golds and also to cover my mushrooms. I see her coming, she didn't see the mushroom, she took massive amount of damage, she took 20% of damage, but I revered back up because I know that she was fed and she was doing a lot of damage at that point. So I didn't want to take the risk. And here, every time that I can, I try to do damage to her. Every time that she's out of range, or I'm out of range, I try to apply some damage to poke, which is exactly what you need to do with Teemo. Right. But at this point, I'd rather, be careful because I know that I could be ganked. I don't want to stay under the tower too much because, yeah, it's a pretty hard spot already. All right, here. She had the Tiamat, and this is a misclick. So dumb. I could have done more damage there. All right, so there I see that one of my colleagues are in trouble. I think Fiddlestick is in trouble, and this is a big mistake. Akali was fed. She did a pretty good game. She saw me. She must be warded. I didn't see it. And I was easy kill for her because she could just dash on me and finish me, and not even the mushroom have detonate. So I was pretty sad on that one, but well, whatever. So here I see that the bot lane is in trouble, and I went back to the base after the kill. So there I decided to try to do something, but it was a little bit too obvious. I spawned on one of the minions. I should have tried to spawn on the ward or something like that. Something a little bit more sneakier, and that wasn't necessarily a good call on my part. And suddenly that Riven come and did massive damage to Blitz. I tried to save him, but I couldn't, and it didn't work very well. At this point of the game, we are very screwed. All the line was losing. Mid was losing, bot was losing. It was terrible. So here I can see I went mid to try to help the mid laner. The tower was pushed, but well, I did some damage to Fresh, but nothing very subsequential. Yeah, here you see, I put this action because I think Fresh did a great he masturbated. That was great. But after that, Riven came and wreak havoc on us. So I tried to help them, but at this point, Riven was pretty fed. I tried to save my life, but I couldn't. No one was here to support me because they were all dead, and I was screwed. At this point, we were very far behind. Our 0-4, we are 16-6. Akali is fed, Riven is fed, botline is not performing very well. Well, they were doing pretty well botline, but it wasn't stomping. So we were very far behind. And here I tried to defend my tower, but Akali was very fat. At that point, I should have left. You know, like, she had so much burst. She could kill me so easily. Like, yeah, that was a mistake. So the two teammates, you know, Asia and I think Fresh, yeah, came. No, it was Fiddlestick. They came and claimed the kill. I had an assist, well, which wasn't that bad. Here you can see like Riven came bot. He killed the Blitzcrank. He could do nothing. And yeah, at this point we were very bad. Like we lost mid lane, we lost bot lane, top lane like was lost. Like honestly, the situation was very bad. So here's it's a good kill from Azir, I must say. It was pretty good. It was our only chance of coming back in the game at that point. And this, once again, you know, like I tried to protect my tower. I tried to stay under it. And unfortunately, you know, Fiddlestick have been caught by Akali, but he didn't kill her. Enfin, she didn't kill him, sorry. And she managed to escape. But at that point, it was a little bit dangerous to track her because we're all squishes and she will faint. So, okay, in this place, like, yeah, you know, Fiddlestick went into the party with his funny skin. He tried to get some damage done. But I see that nothing could have happened there, so I decided to go top and try to protect the tower because I didn't want to lose another objective. So I put my mushroom, stay behind, tried to protect the tower as best as I could, but the problem is that Akali didn't care about me for the tower. She just wanted the kill, and she burst me so bad, man. Like, look at this, look at that. Like she killed me before even the tower could react. So I went back. And this time it was a 3v1. We killed her. We saved the tower, I think. Yeah, we saved the tower. So it was a good trade at that point. But you see that bot lane was doing pretty, like, was decent. Okay, it was decent. So bot lane was decent. Top lane, like, I wasn't doing very well. Mid lane wasn't doing very well. We're falling a little bit behind. But we stick to our gun. We stay into the game. We didn't surrender. We stayed. And especially me, I knew that, you know, Teemo, even if he goes late in the game, if he can have his stuff, he can be very dangerous. And there you can see, like, Fresh had done a very good move. He pulled me back and he saved his life. But honestly, at that point, I was beginning to get some damage, especially with when you begin to have the Liandry with Teemo. You begin to hurt, all right? You begin to hurt. But I didn't have my build yet, so it wasn't really I wasn't really at the point of the game where I could carry my team yet. But I tried to be useful. I tried to put the mushrooms everywhere that I could. You see, in everywhere strategic. Try to put in the middle of the lane to try to slow down the creep waves. And here you see I put a bush there, and Akali, you know, she went on the bush. She took damage. She took like 30% of damage. She had been spotted, and it gave the occasion to our team to see it, to track her. And at that point, we chased her, but it was almost a bait at that point. I didn't want to pursue, but Azir wanted to go for it, so I went in and I killed her with my Q, and we got out. So that was a good trade. That was a good trade. But here you can see, like, mid lane have been pushed. We lose the inner tower. We lose the inhibitor. Objective-wise, we were so far behind. Like, look at this. And that's the moment where we begin to come back in the game. I saw Kathleen. I grabbed the kill. I saw Fresh. I killed Fresh. It's a 2v1. I won. And that's the point where I began to do damage. You see, like, Liandry had the two big rod. So I begin to put some output damage down. And that was a good action by Azir. You see, I put my mushroom in the middle, and Azir made his ultimate, and that means that Riven took the damage of the mushroom, and she had been pulled back the wall. I managed to grab another kill here, but of course I've been instantly depopped because I mispositioned myself like an idiot. But well. So here you can see, like, none of their tower have been pushed more than the external towers. Our towers, like the mid tower and the inhibitor, were pushed. They were beginning to push into the inner towers, the one defending the inhibitors. But one thing what is good with Teemo is especially in bronze and low leagues, people don't really know how to manage with. Wow, people don't really know how to manage with the mushrooms. So they don't sweep much, they don't detect much. So I could put my mushroom in strategic points to slow down the minions and do massive damage and to protect the base. And here you can see, like, I took the ultimate from Caitlyn, but I managed to survive. And that's because I had some armor from the Zonia. And here with Blitzcrank, we managed to grab the kill with Akali. They were beginning to do mistakes. So at that point, I knew that we had a chance to come back at that game because they were doing mistakes. So here, you know, she were trying to get damage to the oh my gosh, to the inhibitor. I managed to dodge the skill shots and everything. I almost killed Riven there, and look, boom. Because at that point, with the Liandry and my AP, I began to do so much damage that the poison was doing his work, you know? Like, even there, I think I grabbed... Yeah, well, that was ballsy, but I flash killed, but I really need to fend myself, so I needed the gold at that point. But you see, I was beginning to come back to the game. I think I'm 9-7 at that point, and yeah, like, I was working on my Hurricane. I like to do Hurricane on Teemo because it helps to spread the damage. Not only you spread your damage with the ultimate, just like there, then Fresh took the damage, and the mobs were getting a lot of damage. He was slowed down, and it gave the occasion to Blitzcrank to make the grab and to have the kill. So here you see, like, that was a bold move on my part. I grabbed the kill on Akali, but I mispositioned myself. And you know, when you play Teemo and you misposition yourself, usually you're dead because you don't have any escape and you're very squishy. So the first thing that you need to learn if you want to play Teemo is to position yourself, like any carry, honestly. But you can see that here we begin to have some damage. But it was a little bit an overkill because everyone used their ultimate just for her, so it was a little bit of waste. But you know, we still managed to have the kill. We protect our base, so it's still something. And here you see people wanted to come to kill me, but because I put the mushroom in strategic position, they took massive amount of damage, and we can see them coming. It gives the opportunity to Blitzcrank to manage to make his pull. Alright, so we couldn't save the tower, I don't think, at that point, so maybe, yeah. But we managed to grab 2 kills and to defend our base. And at that point, with the Hurricane and the AP that I had, I began to do some damage, guys. I began to do some damage. And from a situation where I was 0-4, 0-5 at the beginning, now at 10-9. So you're going to say it's not perfect, but we are slowly getting there. We're slowly winning the team fights. So there I see that Shaco wanted to escape, so I flashed, tried to grab him. And this bugger tried to brain me, but the Q of Teemo is so good against AD characters. So I began to do damage to Riven to try to protect a Fiddlestick. And, well, you know, Riven managed to grab a kill on Graves. I tried to help him, but I couldn't, and Fresh saved her life. But it was pretty decent. At that point, I began to come back at the game. And you see, by putting the mushroom on strategic points, it gave me the possibility to protect the inhibitors, to protect the main points. Now, here, you know, like, Akali, she can kill me, you know. She had enough damage to depop me, and I was going full damage, so of course she can kill me. But if I can put my damage staying behind and put my damage for my team, you know, we could win the team fights. And this is exactly what I was trying to do. And you see the output of damage what I was doing on Fresh, seriously, in 2 or 3 shots, it was like at 5% of his hit points. So here I've been grabbed, and he come to me. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a misclick or whatever. But yeah. So here you see, like, Akali always tried to come to kill me. Of course, I was doing a lot of damage at that point, and which is fair enough. But I didn't want her to come on me, so I just went back, temporize, tried to do my damage, you know, staying out of their range while doing damage myself. You know, I tried to get a little bit more clever. Maybe I was a little bit more awakened. But Fiddle wanted to go in, so fair enough. We followed him. He killed Riven, and at that point, we killed Caitlyn. But yeah, you know, Akali, she's a main source of damage. So I went on her, tried to do some damage to her, boom, and she killed me. Mistake. You know, like, I must be careful against ability characters because Teemo is not performing very well against them. He's performing very well against AD characters because he can prevent basic attack from happening. But casters like Akali or, you know, spear casters or things like that, you need to be careful as Teemo. So you see, I do some damage on Riven, but yeah, it's Azir that got the kill. And they still focus on our, you know, inhibitors, which is fair enough. And I think it's Akali, she tried to push the top line, fair enough. And she grabbed the kill, so it was worth. Even if we killed her, you know, she grabbed the tower, it's worth. And in this particular case, I think we didn't even succeed to kill her. Yeah, she got away. So 100% successful for her. And Grave wasted a ultimate for that. But you know, like here we would get the minions were beginning to push the inner towers. I tried to push on the towers. Well, Fresh at that point unfortunately came to protect the tower. I managed to still grab the tower nevertheless, but he put his ultimate. I couldn't, you know, like chase him, but it was worth it because he wasted a ultimate that could have been dangerous for us in the team fight. And yeah, we took a tower, so, and I didn't die, so it was pretty good. Yeah, this is a team fight. All right, so you see Azir was pressing his ultimate pretty good, and yeah, like with the stuff I have now, you know, the Deathfire Grasp, not the Deathfire Grasp, sorry, the Death Cap, the Liandry, the Hurricane, the Zonia. I can protect myself. I can do damage for my team. I can, you know, like I can prevent the basic attacks from happening. And yeah, people try to kill me. And kill Grave because we had the carry at that point. But funny enough, I put the mushroom and she died by my mushroom. Never underestimate the power of Teemo's mushrooms, guys. It's so good. So good. Alright, so here, you know, she tried to kill me and she killed me. With 3 guys, you know, putting damage on her, she managed to grab the kill. And once again, she jumped on my mushroom and she exploded by my mushroom. So it was a 1-for-1, you know. And here's a pretty good team fight, a decent team fight. We managed to kill Akali. We managed to kill Fresh. And yeah, slowly but surely, we can back in the game. And trust me, like even if we were doing mistakes like there, at the beginning, the team spirit of the team was so bad. Like, people were criticizing themselves, they were insulting themselves. And what I did is just like, guys, you know, like, I was just focusing on, good job, guys. Good job, Fresh. Good job, Graves. You know, like, good job, Azir. Let's do it. Let's push top, guys. And every time there was someone criticizing or someone that was negative, I just not focus on it, and it was ignoring it and just trying to develop the positive aspect of things, the teamwork, the team spirit. And if you can do that, you have a chance to come back. Sometimes it's not possible, but sometimes it is. And when it's possible, you can manage to turn the game. You can turn the tide. So here you can see, like, the top inhibitor tower, was taken down by Akali, I think, and I had to protect the base. So what I did is all the time I put the mushroom in strategic point at the top passage, mid passage, bottom passage, to try to slow down the creep waves. And even if it was super creeps, well, it was slowed down and they took a lot of damage. But give us the possibility to go in team fights like this, grab kills while the base was secured. Now, it's easy, you know, it can be easily countered by the enemy team if they had minesweepers or auto detections, but you can see that they were never doing that. They were never doing that because they were in bronze, okay? Or not very skillful players at that point. So I saw that Akali was pretty low, so I managed to grab the kill. And here, yeah, I grabbed the kill on Fresh. So you can see that damage was beginning to be pretty decent at that point. And at that time, like, I was protecting the base with my mushrooms. I was getting the kills for my teams. I was trying to grab the objectives, like, and going bot line. So what I've done there, I TP bot, and I knew that the dragon was up, so I took the creep. I went a TP bot, and just after we took the dragon. Okay, so we went with the team, we took Dragon. It was pretty risky because I was at 33% of my hit points. Blitz was pretty low, but I knew that Caitlyn was at mid line, so we managed to grab an objective. And in here, wow, it was pretty close. And that's why you always like to have Zonia on Teemo. You know, they had the ward or something, I stepped on the trap, she saw me, she was putting the ultimate. Honestly, if I didn't have the Zonia at that point, I was dead. The fact that I had my Zonia and I activated at the right time, I survived for my team. She wasted her ultimate. Alright, so there I died stupidly. But nevertheless, I put the mushrooms, and it gave the possibility to my teammates to protect the Baron. And the guys, you know, when they stepped on my mushroom, trust me, the only thing they were thinking is to GTFO. Now, at that point, that was a mistake, clearly, because I wasn't there. The enemy team knew that we were doing the Nasher because of the ward given by the crab. So I don't know why the team wanted absolutely to do the Nasher, but at that point I was dead, so I couldn't do nothing. So I saw the situation, and I tried to run to help my team as much as I could. Unfortunately, the enemy team, you know, they grabbed the Nasher, but they were pretty low, and I saw my teammates were still there, so I was running. Come on, Teemo, come on. I didn't have my TP on, so I was running as fast as I could, running. Try to get the kills, try to take the debuff off. You see, so you see, Caitlyn was trying to put the damage on me. Everyone was going on me. I used the Zonia once again. All right, and I managed to GTFO. I ran away. But you know, like, even if I didn't take the kill, I managed to come in the situation, do the damage, all right, and be helpful for my team. It wasn't necessarily a very good situation, but you know, we did the best that we can in those circumstances. And at that point, I hurt, man. I hurt. I don't know how much AP I had, but I certainly had more than 450 AP at that point. My mushrooms hurted. My poison on my basic attack hurt. My Q hurted. You know, I had decent magic penetration. I had the Zonia to protect myself. The mushroom, well, in there she didn't step on the mushroom, but whatever. But at least, you know, the mushrooms at that point were giving the possibility to manage with the creeps. So that was good, you know. That was very good. And as I said, that gave the possibility for the team to go in the team fight while protecting the objectives from the super creeps or from the creeps wave by putting the mushrooms. All right, that was key. All right, and the enemy team didn't done well with it because they should have, you know, swept or dewarded. And there, you know, like, I saved Graves. And even Shaco said, damn, Teemo, you know, because I put the Q on Shaco, and he couldn't kill Graves. He couldn't hit Graves. So there you see, like, I was trying to do damage to Riven. That was a good action on their part, you know, like, they grabbed the inhibitor, but unfortunately, they couldn't win the team fight at that point. I did too much damage, and Azir was doing a pretty good, decent amount of damage too. So I saw that the base was threatening, so Blitzcrank went there, and I said, okay, we need to push. I saw the other guys were pushing, and I stick to it with my team. We were running into the enemy base, trying to catch the objective, and you see with the Hurricane and my damage and the damage of Azir, we managed to depush the creep waves, and Kathleen, she was doing everything that she could to temporize, but you know, 3v1, it wasn't very manageable for her. And we run, go for the objectives at this point, you know, and we managed to take the tower and take the inhibitor. And the game was won. It was won. It was finished. All right? So that's a very good example of why, you know, not surrender. All right? So in this particular situation, I must say that several things were very helpful for us because I must admit that the people didn't necessarily want to surrender. We had a pretty good late game composition. You know, Azir, Teemo is pretty strong in the late game. We stuck together. We had at the end, we had a pretty good team spirit, and we managed to turn the game around. All right. So it's sure that if, for example, you are playing in a team and people are just, flaming to each other, criticizing each other, and all that stuff, then like you can't do much, all right. But even in those circumstances, the game will not last 1 hour because people will not play together, and you will be crushed by the enemy team anyway. Okay, but nevertheless, if you see that your team can listen, that they can do team fights pretty well, then don't surrender. Try to stick to your guns until the very end. Now, of course, if you have one AFK, two AFK, and people are not playing together, there is no team spirit and everything. Well, like there is games that you cannot win, and you need to accept it. But if you are 5v5, you are not playing, Plat and Diamond. You are playing versus players that can do mistakes too, and you can take advantage of their mistakes. Stick to your guns, try to turn the game around, work the team spirit, encourage people, try to disarm the flaming, by staying positive and constructive in the game. Help the teammates as much as you can, and you will be surprised how many games you can turn around. So thank you for listening. I hope that this format, was, helpful for you, or you can learn at least one or two things from it. If you like it, please leave a comments below and tell me if you appreciate it. What would you like to see in the future? Which champion you would like to see? And if you enjoy it, also please think about giving a like. That will be very helpful for me. And I will see you next time for a new game of Solaris Ray, dealing with the meta.